Check. Check. Okay, looks like we're coming through. Oh, we gotta turn this on. Looks like it's fixed. Okie doke. So I am working on a kit called Water Street Appliance by Carolina Craftsman Kits. That cat's really got me started. Good. As you can see, I shaved. Got a new headphones set up. Over on the desk over there where you can see the Carolina Craftsman Kits, you can, it's a new camera, new computer. How's the sound? We got 2 visitors in now. Tell us, how's the sound? We should have a chat bar over here. Yeah. Good. Good. Right on, Harry. Okay, so let's get over to the table then. What do we got here? This is a new camera that I bought, so it's autofocus now. No more of that other crap. And yeah, I do have to clean the table a little bit. Just a little bit. So, was sent this kit. Shut up, cat. I can't even hear you. Barely hear you. That cat's going to go outside. We got this kit from Jeff Grove to do a review build. Jeff Grove runs Carolina Craftsman Kits, also known as CCK. The interesting detail about this kit is that it is a O-scale kit this time, which is something that I haven't done in a long time. So kind of time just to clean up this desk real quick here. Get rid of these windows. And I just remembered that I just bought the paints for this and the new brushes, because I've got supplies all over the place, literally all over the province of Ontario at the moment. So, yeah, I had to buy some paints and brushes to make sure that I had everything I needed for the build tonight. I'm just going to throw all this stuff in there. The music. I'm interested in finding out how loud the music is on that side, if you can hear it at all. If you can't hear it, I'm going to turn it up just a little bit so you can. Well, I think it passes the time when we've got these long-term streams going on. It's good to have something going on so that I can concentrate on the job as opposed to just entertaining the crowd, which doesn't always get the best model build out. And in the end, making a good stream is secondary to making a great kit. Okay, so let's see what the... Good. Good. Okay, so let me run and grab that paint and brushes. I'll be right back. Okay, we got a cheap pack of brushes, and I got this is called sheepskin chalk paint. I like these ones because the chalk makes them real dull coat, real matte. And we've got a navy blue, which is it's an interesting color. It doesn't look it looks navy blue on the sticker, but under there it's got some real aquamarine tones. Okay, we're about set. Put the headphones on. Now, gonna look for a tool. What we're gonna do is weather up the boards real good because it's O scale. We're gonna have the ability to kind of muck up the boards a lot on it. So I'm gonna pull out this secret weapon tool that I bought years ago. It actually plugs in. It's a kind of base of it is a soldering iron tool. We're gonna plug that in, let it heat up. Huh. There we go. So, gonna let that heat up. I brought over some blades. We got a blade here. This is my sit-down chair. I think this is my camera looking at me here, so hopefully that's all set up. Get rid of this jig. Okay. Sorry about not being totally prepared for this, but the thing is that, you know, I don't really spend a lot preparing for these videos, and you know what, sometimes that's what people hate. Then again, I've got a lot of stuff to do. I build probably... I don't have to make up topics for videos. I don't have to do a big brainstorming session to come up with topics. I got lots of stuff to do. So, in this kit, we've got... Now, one of those companies closed down, and I've got the worst memory for this kind of thing, so I imagine that it's Tichy windows that we've got here. I think Grant Line's West Coast company, and CCK's from North Carolina, and I think Tichy's from North Carolina. So we got Tichy windows. Laser cut wood siding, clapboard. We've got mat board. This is kind of like a task board for the doors, task board for the steps, cross or back bracing. A common question that is only asked by inexperienced modelers, and I don't say that in an ignorant or a challenging way. I say that it will only ever be a beginner modeler who asks the question, do you need to brace the back of a wood structure? Because the truth is you always have to brace the back of a wood structure. I think the misnomer is originated in plastic kits, where water does not warp plastic. Surprise, surprise. But water does warp wood, and now that every form of paint you can get for wood these days is water-based, brace it every time. Don't even question it. If the instructions say don't brace it, the instructions are wrong. So Jeff doesn't have a problem with that. He sends lots of 1/8" square stock for bracing. So now these are the sides of the structure, and I'm going to make some changes to it. I don't really want to speak on those changes just yet. However, I'm going to put the cross bracings on the... There might be somebody here. Anyways. Okay, so I'm going to put the cross bracings on the edge of this building. I'm going to use my fingers. I'm going to put my thumbs real close together. Just go like that. And it'll break the wood off. It doesn't break it off perfect, but it's on the back of the structure. You get it? Okay, I'm going to go back to the computer one last second because I got a view of the camera. It might not be on my work. Oh yeah, I guess it's fine. So you guys just pop in the chat and ask your questions. I'll be going back and forth to the chat. Need to find my glue. There it is. The trusty weld bond. I'm getting strung up. Okay, so I realize I'm off to the side a bit over here on that camera. I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem though. So once again, I'm just going to loosely put my thumbs together, break the wood over the thumbs. You break it over the thumbs, push it back, and it's got a, you know, it's a little janky. It's not the best, but what it's on the back of the layout. And I just do that kind of thing so I can whip through this kind of part of the build. Now I don't expect to finish this build tonight. I figure I'll probably put about an hour or two into building the structures each session. The videos this time are only being broadcast on YouTube, so that if you want to watch them after the fact or you want to share the video, it'll be public after the fact. Okay. Now, use a trusty weight. I want to make sure this piece of wood's on here proper. I realize that it is going over the edge on the top and the bottom. I gotta cut that later. Oh, where are we going to put this? I don't want to keep it away from that iron. Okay, so I wanted to experiment on this structure at the same time as building it up. So I'm going to do that on these side walls. Take a look at these. So if we look at the side wall here, there's a set of stairs that go down it. Now I live in Canada, and a set of stairs like this would be covered. So if I am going to put stairs on this model, I think we're going to have to cover it. However, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to test out an idea that I had, which is to use my vinegar and steel wool to stain these side walls first before I add my paint, because I want the wood to be really brown, really gray, and I don't want to use India ink this time. So I just spent a couple of bucks on brushes today, just cheap ones, so I could get lots of coverage. I'm gonna use this big one here to stain this side walls. Now, if this fails, I've got a backup plan. I know that the plan is to paint these white and navy blue. The thing is if this color brown becomes too much, which is a possibility, but I don't think it's going to happen. What I'll do is I'll just leave them to dry completely overnight, because you can't do anything while it's in action. And what's going on when I mean in action is that we're putting on a stain that we created that dissolved all the steel wool into the stain, and it's now going to oxidize. Now let's get this kit materials out of the way so you can watch this go. And this is a pretty crazy, it's a crazy process. You're going to see this thing rust right up, and that's exactly what it's going to do. And, you know, to most people, they're going to think that I just ruined it, but I've been using this stuff for years, and I really love it. When I first tried it, I learned it from a guy, Heron. His last name was Heron. He was from Essex, Ontario. He's part of the Windsor Model Railroad Club. He's a great guy. Out of all the people in that club, he probably treated me the best. Treated me like a, you know, there's always a few guys in the club who won't allow you to fit in, but there'll always be a few of them who'll give you a chance no matter who you are. So Mr. Heron was that guy for me. So I'm not going to do the back just yet. So let's clean off this brush. Okay. Then we'll put a cap back on this. And while our wood is oxidizing, I'm going to start mucking with it. So I'm going to cut a few board ends. Sometimes it's better to cut up so that you don't cut into boards. Now, I don't really like to destroy this wood. I don't like to lift the boards up so badly. Sorry, I keep on hitting this microphone. The headphones are made for a right-handed person. I tried to get the microphone on the other side, but it feels weird. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, let me push this up in the air. Maybe that'll work. Now I'm going to get under our boards and I'm just going to try to lift it up a bit. Just a bit. I know I said I don't like to do it, but just a wee bit. I don't want to destroy this wall. I just want to give it a little bit of life. Just a little bit. Cut it off on both sides. Lift it up. Lift it up. Sorry. Take this one and we're going to cut it right out. Lift it up. There we go. Just one or two of them, though. You don't want to do all of them. It doesn't look realistic. It's like the only way it really ever works is if you don't paint the structure. Somebody actually let the wood on their structure get this bad. They probably didn't paint it for many years either. And I'm gonna paint this structure, so I don't want to make it look like the guy wasted some paint on the structure. I just want to make it look like kind of repaired it. Like it's just a normal guy. Not like one of those. Probably not like you, you know, you're perfect, kind of. You got the most beautiful house in the world, but this guy, he doesn't. Do the same thing over here. We're going to once again cut the boards in half. Now, another point that I have to share with you, because I did it myself last month, is you notice my hand is here, the knife blade is away from my hand, and I pull the knife away from it. It's all on purpose. Last month, I for 1 second, I forgot about it, and yeah, I cut all the way across my palm. And you could just barely see it there. But it went from there to there. Not fun. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the chat pretty soon, see what's going on. If you have any questions, please add it. Nail holes. I don't think I'm gonna add too many nail holes to this. I don't really add nail holes to structures. I do have a dedicated tool for nail holes. I don't have it on me at the moment. Let me take a quick look for it. Like I said, my tools are strewn from here to Selkirk, Ontario, so I might not find it. I gotta turn on the house lights too. set of headphones that I'm supposed to talk into so people knew what I'm saying. I'm gonna use this protractor. Shut up. Like I said, I'm not gonna do all the holes, but I'm gonna use this ruler to stay in line and try to get 2 on each board. Screw this. Gotta find that. I have so many tools around here. Yeah, forget it. That's what this tool's for. Now, one of the things you'll hear people say is that it's unrealistic to use a Ponce wheel on a structure. But what those people will never teach you about is mosaics. Look at that. Already the stain has warped my wall here because I don't have a brace there. See how fast that worked? And this is fine because I didn't soak it all the way through. The fix to this is to allow this to completely dry, and it'll come back to shape, at which point I'll have to paint this. You also see how well the stain is coming through on this. Let me get a normal piece of wood. You see that our wood is really getting a color to it now. Yeah, so when you use a Ponce tool, it does give you a pattern. However, the point I'd like to make is that it's a mosaic. So it is a pattern of something that you're expecting to see. And that to me is the detail that is important. Not that somebody got up a half an inch from the model to see if there's 2 nail holes on each board. Put a line right in the middle here. No measuring. Now I know that the color is getting real funky here. That's not bothering me one bit. It's actually exactly what I'm looking for. I was looking at a structure. I live in a town that was settled in the 1800s, Selkirk, Ontario. And lots of the houses were built in 1890s and stuff. And if you see the old structures, you'll see a dark, insanely dark wood that looks hopeless. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to recreate. So I gotta sort out how our You're on candid camera. Oh, cat. Oh, we haven't used this thing yet. So this is a hacksaw blade stuck into a custom holder on a soldering iron. And what it's used for is to add cat sounds to your videos. You hear how well it's actually working? It's almost like there's a freaking cat in the room. If I was to translate what that damn cat is saying, I'd think that he's saying, "Kick me in the ass. Kick me in the ass." Yeah, I hear you. You really don't have to press all that hard with this tool. It's the heat does the trick. Yeah, that's burning my finger. There we go. If you look close enough while this is doing this, it's actually reacting with the steel wool and the stain. It's actually kind of sparking in places. Now this is a lot easier to do on O scale than on HO scale. Let me tell you that. That's a thing that I'm noticing right now. Ugh. You might ask yourself if I did this in the right order. I'm doing this right over my nail holes, but like I said in the beginning, I don't like big heavy nail holes, and it's toning them down as I'm pulling this out, which is going to be good. Once again, we're working for a mosaic here. Chaotic batch of lines and shapes that all work together. So I already told you that this was warped. I'm not going to touch it with the iron, not even going to go near it. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna work on that later. So now, I think we're gonna do our chair, our bottom parts of the wall. Oh yeah, that's a nice color. We'll do that last. Now I'm not going to dry brush this. I'm going to be wet brushing it. You should have something to dab down on, like this. Dab down. No, that's not a dry brush, it's a wet brush. It's still very much wet. When you're dry brushing, you want to take off 90% of the paint. I'm taking off like 80% of the paint. Now you can clearly see our grooves in the wood. Let's start off by going lightly at first, using up all the paint on our palette here. It really didn't look like I was doing much with that iron, but you really see the pattern as I go down the wall here. Now I should probably go back to the computer and make sure there's no questions and make sure that I'm on camera still. And I think there's a cat problem still. Not a lot of paint at all. We're working with wet brushing to 30% of paint left on the brush. Not dry brushing with the 10% left on the brush. I don't want to overlap this paint right here. I want to start from the other side and break into it. I think that's a good start. That's not the finish of it. It's the start. Like a lot of, if we were really weathering up these boards, that would probably be, a good place to quit. Our warped piece of wood here is coming back to shape. Remember, said I wasn't going to touch it anymore. It's really starting to come back, so I'm going to take the paint off of this brush, and with the dry brush that I've got left, I'm going to go fix that up. No, and I'm streaming. Just support this piece here with the plastic and hammer it down a bit. A bit of extra paint on it so it don't have to muck with it again. That cat is dying to get a boot. I don't beat my cats. I live on a farm, so really the real punishment is kicking his butt out and taking another one from the barn in. That's farm justice. Now, there's no reason why I should grab all the wall and paint it up solid. I want this to cure overnight. And tomorrow, I'll plan the blue line around the outside. Like, really want to get that line to be looking real. Yeah, this is looking really good. Wash that brush off. Now look at this. Look at that grain in there. Look at the grain on both of them. That's the beauty of O-scale, my friends. Look at all that texture on that wall. And we're going to let it cure overnight. And then tomorrow I will... Oh, that cat. Okay, let's get over here to the chat. Let's, gotta grab my beverage. Let's see what's happening in chat. Who we got over here? I'm gonna change this camera to, no. Yeah, there you are. Okay, who do we got here? Sparky. The volume is too low on my what? My mic? There we go. Hope the mic is good enough now. What about the music, Spark? Harry said the music was good. What happened? Well, it looks like the stream is dying on me. That might mean that the family's hitting up the internet or something. I don't know what's going on. However, we're going to leave our structure at that tonight. We're going to do a part 1, I guess. We got an hour in. We will try again tomorrow with some different video settings. I think. I don't know what's going on with it, but clearly something just went. I sat at the desk, touched a button, and it choked. Oh, that could have been the problem. And you? Oh yeah, there's issues all over the place, man. Well, I guess that's a good time for me to go, my friends. Thanks for watching. Well, now the stream's coming in good. Hopefully it's just not the chat bench that does it. So yeah, thanks for watching. I've got the settings. I guess who knows what the issue is. There's always going to be something. Anyways, so we've been working on Carolina Craftsman kits, Water Street Appliance, and I want to thank you for watching.